Cold busted. Cold busted. Yep, I see it. I'm looking at it
Y'all
right
ain't gonna
now.
slander my name on the show, Herb. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
See,
Don't the Hawks? I thought the Hawks. Oh, they're not even.
it's on
3
NBA
and 1.
TV.
Oh, NBA TV.
3 and 1, baby.
I'm interested in this Grizzlies game.
Who they playing?
Timberwolves.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's a
I
shot.
like the Grizzlies. That's some young.
Ooh.
Ooh, they're fun to watch, boy. They're fun to watch.
Oh my gosh! Is it really blocked? Did they really block it here?
What? Oh, so it might be on a different channel then. What's the
They
local
blocked
channel?
it in Atlanta.
Yeah, the first round they usually do local channels if your team is in there.
Yeah, it has been on. It has been.
Tom, what's up? Tom in the building. Travis said Bally Sports.
No, I don't have Valley.
Bally?
Wow.
I don't know. I've been seeing every game on. I got YouTube TV. I don't know if Bally
Yeah,
Sports is on there.
same
Whatever.
here. It's not. I have YouTube TV too, and it's been on
Miss
either
Peavy.
ESPN or NBA TV. It's not on.
I'm glad Miss Peavy's on here. Because Miss Peavy gonna tell it. Miss Peavy, they trying to slander my name and say I sent that post out about Miss Carey being on here on the show tonight. Miss Peavy finna tell it. Miss Peavy finna tell it right here. Don't be slandering my name. I ain't standing for it. Trying to come between me and Miss Carey. Miss Carey, why they want to do that?
I don't know why they want to go and do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Peavy. Miss Peavy says she pleads the fifth. That's what that's my girl.
Irv already told me.
That's my girl.
Irv already spilled the beans.
Wow.
Sorry for the noise.
Wow. I see now. I see why they have all these things that they got people out there trying to get these brothers out of jail and everything, because y'all just be throwing brothers in jail for that. I mean, I didn't do nothing.
I had to finish my dinner. Irv, which game are you watching? Which game do you have on that?
The Grizzlies and Timberwolves. Ooh. Yeah, you can't miss no free throws in the playoffs, my man. I'm just flipping back and forth. At least they showing the Atlanta score, but
yeah.
No Jimmy Butler. Atlanta need to be higher than that.
Is Jimmy Butler not playing?
Nope.
Why?
Inflammation in his knee.
Boo. They think they can take Atlanta out without him. That's why. Saving him for the next round.
Yeah, so Oladipo started.
Oh. Is Kyle Lowry out again too?
Yes.
Wow.
Oladipo looks good though.
They're gonna beat him anyway. They're gonna beat Atlanta anyway. They're going to I see it's 40-37. They're gonna beat them anyhow.
39. Somebody just scored.
Yeah, because they're gonna beat them anyway. Because you know the Hawks, they figure it's over. They got that damn champagne on ice, been down there at Magic City all night.
I think Coach has stock. I think you own part of Magic City. You mentioned it enough.
When they get home tonight, I'm telling you right now, they done made big players. Their mind ain't nothing on nothing but them limousines or whatnot. Gonna pick them from the airport and take them straight down to Magic City for some healing.
Mm-hmm. I hear you plugging
healing tonight,
I hear you plugging your business.
I'm just telling the truth.
I got something special for you in the back.
Anybody live in the A? They know what it is. They got them Lewis Williams wings on tonight too. I think Lewis Williams down there serving them tonight. He ain't playing this.
He ain't playing.
Yeah. Lewis Williams down there serving them wings tonight, baby.
You call him by his government name too, Lewis Williams.
Miss Ham in the building. How you doing, Miss Ham? See, Miss Carey, they coming out. They coming out for Miss Carey. Whoever sent that text out tonight, thank you for sending that text out. Miss Carey, they're trying to slander my name and say that I did it.
No comment.
Too late now, Irv.
Yeah, no comment.
Wow.
Oh, the deep. Come on, the Depot.
I don't know what you watching. I'm watching a commercial right now.
Yeah, same here. We're delayed. We must be delayed, Coach.
We must be delayed.
On the Hawks Heat game?
No.
Yeah, I'm on the Hawks Heat.
Oh, we watching Ja. Travis, go ahead and start it up. Let's go.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and J, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, y'all, let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell. Live. Miss Carey, live from Black Mania. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know the deal. What's up, Herb? Chocolate City man?
What's happening? What's going on?
And making her triumphant return. Gotta listen, I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. I was just driving along. All of a sudden, something popped up on my phone. I was like, wait a minute. They said Miss Carey will be making her return tonight.
Silly.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm telling you, because I knew that somebody had been hurt out there in Phoenix. So I had to really check my story right and make sure. I was thinking it was Chris Paul. Miss Carey might be out there. Devin Booker. So here she is in the flesh tonight, the one and only Miss Carey. How you doing, Miss Carey Ramos?
I'm doing well. Thank you. But on God, I won't be back until my name is on that thing. It's been a full year. On God, I will not be back on. And so you put my name.
Oh God, or
I understand. It took 3 months for my name to get up there.
3 months. Okay, so I get the equality thing. It's been a year.
It can't be.
It's been a year.
It can't be on somebody's mama. It's got to be on God.
On God.
I hear you, Miss Carey. I hear you. All right, we about to get it cranking, folks. Everybody knows the NFL draft 2 nights away. I'm supposed to be down in South Atlanta, Miss Carey, down by the airport with Tyler Goodson. They rented a spot down there, and they're going to have stuff going on for a couple of days down there. So, I mean, I don't know. This draft, to me, is a little bit different from drafts in the past in that there's not a whole lot of real big names, it seems like, out there in this draft. I don't know how y'all feel about that. So, for me, it's fill in the blank, Miss Carey. We're going to let you go first, ladies first. Oh, I would be most anxious to see blank, where blank goes in this year's draft. Most anxious to see who are you thinking is going to be a very particular young man and where he might go in this draft?
Malik Willis.
Ooh, Malik Willis. Everybody knows Malik Willis is the #1 quarterback on the board. He's been rumored to be going in the top 10. Miss Carey, where do you think he'll go? I mean, what pick do you think he'll be?
Maybe to Carolina just before us.
You don't think Carolina might look at him as being another Cam Newton? I mean, do you want another Cam Newton?
I mean, don't they still have Cam Newton on the payroll? He must be of some value.
I wouldn't doubt it. They were talking about he was welcome to come back if he wanted to come back before he started talking all that stuff about women and about how y'all talk too much. and don't know when to shut up.
But he's steady in our closet though.
Ain't he though?
Yeah. What's going on, Rick Rando? But yeah, okay. So Malik Willis, what about you, Herb? Who you waiting to see where they're going?
The number one guy that's been dropping so much, Kyle Hamilton, and I have no understanding of why he's dropping. He went from
remind us who Kyle Hamilton is.
Kyle Hamilton is the safety from Notre Dame, who when the first mock draft came out, he was legit the number 2 guy on the board.
Oh, really?
And went down because he ran a 4.59 40 at the combine. So, which tells me, like that conversation we had before, the combine will ruin you, but your tape means absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So
they dropped him to 11 to us, which me personally, I don't think he's going to make it that far. But
well, here's my thing.
That it's a couple people saying he might go in the 20 range, which is ridiculous for his skill.
Yeah, if his combine hurt him, that's management. That's poor management. They shouldn't have had him run at the combine. They should have waited and let him run at his pro day. He had the option not to run.
Well, a lot of safeties are not going to be running 4.4 or 4.3.
Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. But my whole point is, if you thought that there might even be a chance of him running a bad 40, you just don't run it. You know what I mean? Tyler Goodson, he ran the 40 there and he did good, but Tyler didn't bench press there. He didn't want to do it there. He wanted to do it when he got back down. So at his pro day, he benched and he put up some good numbers. That's what I'm saying is, you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. I mean, there's some people that come in. I remember when I went to the NFL Combine, Troy Aikman, I think, came in and weighed in and then got in a damn limousine and left. I'm not doing anything, and I mean, there's a lot of guys who go that route. Deion Sanders came in at that same combine, ran a 4.26 40, and they said the record's 4.23 by Bo Jackson. And Deion said, yeah, and it's going to stay 4.23 by Bo Jackson. I ain't run another one. And we got in the limo and left. So, I mean, you are really in control of that. And then even at your pro day, you say, I ain't doing nothing. I mean, bottom line is, I gave y'all all I'm giving you. So you are in total control of that because, like you just said, and Matt saying he ran a 4.59 and then he ran a 4.6 at his pro day, a 4.6 flat. So,
and for me, why is your tape? But my thing is, if you're let's just say top 3 or 4 pick, you have no business doing anything at no combine or pro day.
Well, I agree. But my point is this, like you said, watch the tape, because I can't tell you guys, and this is important for people who don't really understand or know that much about this. There are football players who are fast, but they don't have track speed. They don't know how to run 40-yard dashes or 100-yard dash or anything like that. But as my coach said, when somebody said, well, because I ran a 4.48, that's the fastest I ever ran the 40, 4.48. And like I said, I came out the time with Deion Sanders and Andre Rison and Don Beebe, and all them jokers were 4.3 or better. I mean, all of them were 4.3 or better. So my little 4.48, almost a 4.5, was slow. But my coach used to say, I challenge anybody to go look at a game and see when somebody overthrew him. Because if you put that ball in the air, he going to go get it. Right. And he said, I also challenge anybody to find the time that somebody's run him down from behind. So I had great football speed, but not good track speed. I'm just not good as a track runner. I mean, and there's not just me. It goes for a lot of these guys, like this guy you're talking about. And so it's a shame that he didn't have better counsel to say, you're not that guy who's going to be able to go to the combine and put up good numbers. Or apparently, according to Matt, you're not that guy who's going to be able to do it, period. Because he didn't do it at his combine. Or at his pro day, rather. So therefore, just sit down and just let them live by the tape, and let them live by your 120 tackles and 32 interceptions or whatever the hell he had.
Right.
And just go that route.
Do they only give them one run, or do they get the best of like 2 or 3?
Best of 2. They give you 2 of everything at the combine. Like the vertical jump, you jump one time and hit the sticks, and then they move all them sticks away, and then they give you another time to see if you can improve on it.
Okay.
Same thing with the vertical jump, same thing with the short shuttle, same thing with the L cone, same thing with the 40-yard dash. So you get to do all those things twice if you want to.
Because it could be maybe he just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Like he thought he was going to run it faster.
There's some guys who run a 4.23, and they're like, okay, I ain't running another one.
Right.
Here you go, take that one. Take that one right there. So in any event, it's again. Travis said he's interested in seeing where Thibodeau and Jordan Davis go. He talking about them big old fat boys. Mm-hmm. He want to see that. He want to see them. Now, Thibodeau now is rumored to go number 1. Aiden, what's his name, from Michigan, has really said, they say he has really slid tremendously.
And it's crazy.
So, I mean, I heard a report today that he might not get in the top 10. And
it's insane.
And the whole time they were talking about he's going to be number 1 overall.
I'm looking at a mock draft today that says that Thibodeau will go to us in Atlanta.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Well, that'll be another career down the drain.
And that's my thing. What changed on the field? What changed on the field?
I have 2 that I want to talk about that I want to know where they're going to go. Number 1 for me, and near and dearest to my heart, is I want to see where Deebo Samuel's going to go.
Yeah.
Because I think Deebo is going to be a product of the of this draft somehow or another. I think the 49ers have told him that before Thursday, he needs either shit or get off the pot. They're like, because if we're able to work something out with you, we need to know where we can trade you, so we can damn get something for you. Because they're looking for a first-round pick for Deebo. So I know, Herb, I'm just telling you that. I'm just telling you what I heard today. And so they are looking for somebody to like trade a first-round pick. So that's why they're trying to see what's going to go. And then, of course, I want to see what happens with Tyler Goodson. I want to see where Tyler goes. I actually have several kids in this draft this year. Connor Hayward, who is Ironhead Hayward's baby boy, who played up at Michigan State, who at last I saw him, he was listed as a tight end. But understand this, Connor Hayward is an all-around athlete. And he can throw the football. He can play in the backfield. He can play fullback. He can block, and he can also run the ball. I mean, like I said, he's played quarterback. He can throw it. He can play outside linebacker. I mean, he is a true Swiss Army knife. And so I know that Mike Tomlin knows that because he obviously coaches his brother, Cameron Hayward. He's known Connor and the whole family for years. So I wouldn't be surprised to see at Pittsburgh. I don't think they'll get him early, but I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get him in, third or fourth round kind of time frame. If he's available. I don't know if he'll still be available because people who know him know he's very versatile. Same thing with Tyler Goodson. Tyler told me he thinks he's going to go around the 5th round is what he's hearing because the best running back out there, they're saying might not go till the 5th round. So, the guy who's rated number 1 and all that. So with that prognosis being out there, he thinks he will go soon after that guy goes, but who knows when and where. I heard a filthy, nasty, sickening projection that somebody did, one of these renditions of a draft, whatever, and said he was going to the Atlanta Falcons. Made me sick to my stomach, Miss Carey, the thing that he should be in Atlanta. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
Except for him.
Come on, man.
Ain't nobody trying to see him and eating no Lewis Williams wings down there in the plate.
I bet he'll cheer.
Lemon pepper.
I mean, his mom and daddy might cheer just because they want to be around, but Bradley's mama been fighting him his whole career. I don't want you coming to Atlanta. If they trade you to Atlanta, try to see if you can go somewhere else. Because I do not want you here. It's just too many distractions in this city. It is. I mean, especially when you live here and you from here, dude. You gonna have to have like 80 tickets every game. Folks be on your neck trying to come see you play and want you to pay for it.
That's every big city.
I know. No, I don't know about every big city. Cause it's some big cities out there like I'd say Chicago. I don't think they had that big of a time like that in Chicago. I'm just saying. I mean, because I know some guys who in Chicago who says a lot of his family don't really care for Chicago. So I mean, one thing is it's cold up there in Chicago. So when you from the bottom down there in Miami, Florida, somewhere like that, there ain't nobody trying to come up there. Like, wait till y'all play down here. So anyway,
that's like somebody said Debo going to Green Bay. I say, yeah, all right, he's not going there.
Exactly. Could it be possible that that Debo Samuel and Baker Mayfield might steal the highlights of this draft? Could that be possible? What do you think? Irv? I'll give you first shot at it.
If it is, it won't be day one.
Oh, really?
It might be day 3.
You don't think either one of them can be a first round? Somebody give up a first round for either one of them?
No. I think what's going to do Debo in San Fran is probably, if they do anything, it'll probably be a second this year, definitely a first or second next year, and some other lower pick, maybe like 5th or 6th round.
Yeah, but I mean, for a second this year and a first or second next year, I think that would definitely still draft headlines right there. I mean, that's really, I mean, that's almost a king's ransom if you can get a 2 for 2 years. I mean, yeah. I was selling for that.
They asking for what were they asking for? I remember they was asking for like a first and a third at one point, wasn't it?
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. If you get a first and a third, but if you can get, like you just said, 2 2s or a 2 and a 1, man, he'd be. I'd sign them papers a day and get him out of there if they can get that. I mean, that's a big thing because you don't have to use that. You can trade that. So you can say to somebody, hey, Cleveland, or hey, Cincinnati or New York, either one of the New Yorks, I got a 1 that I just got from them that I will give you if you give me 2 1s. If you give me your 1 this year and another 1 next year, you know what I mean? Dude, there's all kinds of things you can do with that 1 and that 2.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm just saying that's huge to get that, in my opinion, because of what you can potentially do with it.
But I think they won't get nothing on day 1. I think it'll be a day 2 situation.
Travis said he don't think Debo gets traded this weekend. I think he might. I think it's a matter of fact, I'm going to say it's more to the plus than the minus. I'm going to say it's like 60-40 that he will.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody that somebody like drop out of the first round.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, number one, we all know both of the New Yorks, the Giants and the Jets, ain't no damn telling who the hell they going to pick. You know what I mean? You know, so it's going to be somebody stupid. I mean, it's just going to be, don't make any sense because they're terrible with these drafts. I mean, you know, just like, I don't know who Jacksonville going to get. They say it's probably going to be Thibodeau. But I mean, but again, you don't know what they're going to do. I mean, it's so much bad front office work going on out there. Ain't no telling who they might get. The receiver class is so deep, it's killing the Debo market. Yeah, but they got them itty bitties. There ain't no Debos out there in this draft. You don't have any Debos or DK Metcalfs. You got a bunch of itty bitty, Fleetfoot, you know, jokers out there running them 4.2s and this, that, and the other. But ain't no Debos out there. And those guys, they're now truly come a dime a dozen because they're going to take one NFL hit from a linebacker or something like that, or even a good-sized DB. And then they might be through for a minute. So Debo is an anomaly. So I disagree with that, man. I think Debo is a unicorn. And you see the way they use him, hand the ball out to him in the backfield. And Debo said, contrary to what everybody's saying and what's being said out there, Debo said he didn't say nothing about not playing in the backfield anymore. He said he's open to doing anything his team needs him to do. So y'all stop spreading that mess.
Then were you saying that you wouldn't? I thought I heard you saying that 2-2s was too much for him at this point.
No, I'm saying 2-2s. I would sell him. I would get his ass out of there for 2-2s because I can take those 2-2s and maybe turn them into some ones, with the right teams. Like if you go and get with one of them New York teams, New York Jets, New York Giants, they liable to give up a 1 for a 2, in this year's draft because they think that they need to win now. They always feel like they need to win right now instead of just trying to build something. They're trying to win right now to satisfy their disgusting fans for both of those teams. And they don't ever win because of that, because they don't know how to sacrifice and plan ahead and do all that other stuff. They're always trying to win right now to silence that New York media, that they have to put up with. Man, everybody trying to silence you for shit.
Right.
I mean, bottom line is that we have to look down the road and just like everybody else does. But they're so scared of that New York press. They're like, oh yeah, listen, we got to get something. We got to at least make it to the playoffs this year. So therefore, they be trying to trade the damn farm, to make something happen right now. And so, like I said, you catch one of them, oh yeah, or catch somebody like Cincinnati. Who feels like they're almost there, and they just need a couple pieces. So therefore, they might say, "Hey, if we can get this big kid from this tackle in the same round, if we're gonna get this defensive back, that might be all we need right there." And they might do it. Who knows? So that's what a 2 and a 2. That's big draft capital right there. 2-2, big draft capital.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Thursday.
Yeah.
I am too. I mean, it's, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm just talking about the draft in general. I love the draft. I hate how long it takes.
Yes.
Because there are some of them teams up there who know good and damn well who they're going to pick. And then they sit there with the clock, and they like that.
Because they literally say they use every bit of the 15 minutes just to see if somebody wants to trade.
Somebody calls,
see if somebody wants to trade. I understand it, but the bottom line is that I think the NFL needs to shorten that time because it don't take no 15 minutes. I mean, this is my thing. It's like if anybody wants to use the whole 15 minutes, hit a button, and that way it's gonna pop up on the screen on the TV. And put your logo up there and show that you wanted to wait the whole 15 minutes. And every time 15 minutes come up there, it's going to be the Jets, the Giants, Jacksonville, Atlanta. It's going to be some dumbass teams that got terrible front offices. Because most everybody knows what they need and what they're looking for. And ain't nobody going to be like, let me think. Oh, 15 minutes later, you know what? Yeah, we can use him.
Right.
Call him, hurry up, call him, but man, please. I mean, that to me is a 5-minute thing. It don't take all that. It don't take all that. That's ridiculous. So it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to it and hopefully participating in it somehow, being with Tyler during the broadcast and on at least one of the days and see how it goes. But I'm excited for him because I do believe he'll be drafted. Matt says, would surprise you if Jameson Williams was the first wide receiver off the board, the Alabama wide receiver that tore his ACL.
Yeah.
It would surprise me if he was the first one off the board, yeah. I mean, especially when he's been hurt, especially to that degree. That would definitely surprise me. Now, there are some cats, and I mean, I think that was one of the biggest surprises in the draft. Was the wide receivers and the running back class. It's a good running back class. They got a lot of running backs that are running 4.2s and stuff. I mean, so it's going to be real interesting. Let's see.
Just don't bring them to Atlanta. We're done with the Alabama receivers.
Here we go. Travis said Browns, Bears, Jets, Jags, Giants. Use 15 minutes just so ESPN talks about them for 15 minutes. You're right. I mean, Travis, that's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. I mean, it's some caca, and I don't do caca, because that's all that is that 15 minutes ain't nothing but a bunch of caca, and I can't stand that. So anyway, Moving right along. Y'all got anything else to say about this draft?
I would say look out for Jameson Williams, though. I think he would probably end up being the best receiver out of this draft, but it'll be 3 years from now.
He might. He may very well be. All right, folks, we're going to take a big turn and get to the NBA because I know that's what Irv and I know that's what Miss Carey want to talk about. Y'all know Miss Carey got a little boyfriend on the Suns. Everybody know about you and Chris Paul. But anyway.
Everybody but my wife.
Oh my God, there we go. She probably know about it too. she know you always going out to Phoenix for something.
You stupid, man.
Anyway, first we're gonna talk about Boston. Boston swept Brooklyn. Swept them, Irv. Swept them. I don't even know where to start, so I'm just gonna ask you this. Who gets the blame? Who gets the blame for Brooklyn? For blaming Miss Carey nodding her head. She already knows. Miss Carey knows who's finna get this blame. Who gets the blame?
The biggest blame, and nobody has agreed with it yet.
Okay.
Is Steve Nash.
Ooh, he definitely gets some.
This series showed everyone that he is not ready to be a coach. Point blank, period. Like I'm looking at, he tried to run the plays that would beat Cleveland, that would beat Washington against Boston, and you can't coach every team in the league the same way.
Can I ask a question? Because you're a basketball guy.
What's up? And
I'm kind of fish out of water right now.
Bring it on.
Do you believe he was calling any plays? I didn't see him doing a bunch of nothing.
No, a bunch of ISO.
That's what I'm saying. Other than getting some camera time and yelling at the referees, but
he was like this the whole time.
Was he calling plays, or was Kevin and Kyrie calling plays? I mean, do you think he was even calling the plays?
Before he was hired, Kyrie said something that he should have never said.
I know. We don't need a coach. We don't need a coach.
We don't need no coach. It's a great hire. We don't need a coach. We got a guy that's us. That's just like us. Well, you see what that gets you.
I hear you. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking, do you think he was even drawing up to play? Because a lot of times I didn't see any resemblance of a play. I saw a bunch of one-on-one or trying to be one-on-one, and then when two people came out to get him, it was embarrassing to me. And somebody who is, I'm not a Kevin Durant fan, but I do respect his ability and whatnot. And he looked terrible. I mean, he looked like he didn't even know what to do when the double team came. It's not like that guy left to come get the Kevin Durant, went to the corner or went to the goal, or it was just a mess. Their offense turned into a mess every time they double teamed Durant. Not like, when they got over there, Steve Nash said, hey, when they come to the double team, the guy that's being double teamed immediately go stand under the basket. Because that's going to draw somebody down there to have to get him. That other guy who gets him, go stand in the corner. I didn't see none of that. I mean, I just saw a bunch of rah-rah. Like, hey, let's do this. We're okay. I mean, dude, that ain't coaching.
It isn't. But now I'm not going to diminish the fact that Boston just locked them down.
Ain't no doubt. Boston, I'm not taking anything away from Boston, please.
But please, all the blame was definitely on Steve Nash. He had this showed me he needs to go somebody's bench and learn how to be a coach.
Exactly. And I'm agreeing with you on that.
Being a guy that's in the practices, showing them what to do certain times and what moves and things like that is not the same thing as being a coach.
Yeah. I ain't gonna give it all to him, but anyway, Miss Carey, what you got? Who you gonna give it on? Who's to blame, Miss Carey?
I'm blaming Kevin Durant, sir.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Wow. There you go.
I think it was Mickey Howard, maybe, who said experience is a good teacher. He asked for Mr. Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
He got Kyrie Irving. And this is what Kyrie, for me, the fact that you put Kevin Durant is already emo as hell. Then you add Kyrie. Too emo. All you had was All My Children. They just made a soap opera in Brooklyn.
Wow.
I mean, I knew from the beginning it would not work. Those two cats are too emotional. They're too driven by their own. I mean, I like Kevin Durant's talent. I have never liked Kyrie Irving. He's talented. I dig that, but I don't like what he brings to the table. Everywhere he goes, he's as much of a cancer as Ben Simmons is.
So okay, here's my thing. I think y'all missing a whole lot in this. Rick Randall said not Durant. It ain't Durant, Miss Carey. That's what Rick Randall said. And Travis
asked for him.
Says, yes, Miss Carey, he's gonna give it all to Durant, just like you are. Travis also says, how can you consider yourself the best player and get swept in the first round? Well, first of all, I mean,
everybody gets swept.
Yeah, but let's remember this too. I mean, it wasn't you that got swept; it was your team that got swept. I mean, it ain't just you. It's a lie. That's my point. I mean, I'm gonna blame some of it on Kyrie because bottom line is that had he played more and been there for more of the time instead of fighting this virus shot and all that other stuff, they would have gelled together more. He's even on it in the news conferences saying, yeah, we just didn't really gel, and I mean, we really needed more. Dude, that's your fault. I mean, for you to even say that, that's all because of you. So, I mean, he's sitting up there saying stuff like that and doing nothing but pointing the finger at himself. So, I'm going to put some of it on Kyrie. I'm going to put some of it on James Harden. I mean, James Harden was there. And if James Harden hadn't demanded himself out there and this, that, and other, because, when he's there, you get used to him being there. You get used to playing a certain kind of way. Now, all of a sudden, he decides he's going to break out and leave. And now he leaves a hole. That's a void. And so now they have to try to figure out how to change their game because they were playing one specific way. And now when he leaves, they got to try to learn to play another way. And I'm definitely on the Steve Nash thing. I'm definitely on Steve Nash. I'm going to say this about Kyrie. And I'm a Kyrie fan. I don't appreciate all that foolishness and all that nonsense. Miss Carey just said he's talented. And I'm going to say this, Miss Carey. He is very talented, but he's also touched. He got a little something going on up there. So he touched and talented. So that's the whole thing about Kyrie. Now, I like watching Kyrie because I like the Uncle Drew movie. At least, you see him doing his thing. I love that Uncle Drew movie as far as that's concerned. And I promise to God, I think that at least once a game, he says, I'm going to put a little Uncle Drew on these jokers. And there's things he starts doing that look exactly like stuff he put in that movie. And I'm just sitting there like, no, he did not.
Always.
I mean, just straight clowning people out there. And that's why even Stephen A. said he's the show. He is definitely the show. Ms. Peavy said they need to stop having all of these superstars on one team. It doesn't seem to work too well, just my opinion. And I hear you, Ms. Peavy. I mean, it does work to some degree because I think that whoever wins it this year probably going to have a bunch of superstars on their team. I mean, you might, well, it depends on what you call a superstar. Do you call the defensive player of the year a superstar? Because if the Celtics get there, that's my point. If the Celtics get there, you got Jason Tatum, who they say is one of the best players in the league now. That happened overnight. You got, what's the name? I just said it. He's the doggone defensive player of the year. Smart. And then you got Brown. I mean, there's your big three right there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, whoever's going to win, I think it's going to wind up being three quote-unquote superstars on the team. It depends on what you define as a superstar. So, I mean, it's the Grizzlies. They already talking about John Morant. Yeah, I mean, it's it just depends on how you define superstars.
You got to have a leader, and that's what I think Kevin Durant and Kyrie were missing. Kevin Durant is not a leader.
He's not, and
neither is Kyrie. And without a leader, they could do nothing on that team. The only thing they were missing was Russell Westbrook to make the entire soap opera series.
Right about that.
Because look at when you talk about Memphis, Ja Morant is a leader.
Like
he has changed that team's culture.
Ain't no doubt.
And when you look at, when you look at the Suns, Chris Paul is a leader. He changed the culture there, and that's what these teams are missing.
I bet
I think Jason Tatum. He
changed a lot of cultures, though. That's what I'm talking about, Chris Paul. Come on now. Yeah. Come on, Miss Carey. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Carey. Miss Peavy said, what happened to L.A.?
There's no leader there.
Since you talking about the Lakers? LeBron is not a leader, Miss Carey?
No, he's not.
Stop the presses.
The Lakers
not on the floor.
The Lakers broke up their team. So this is okay. Let me give you the timeline that LeBron James does.
Miss Carey said LeBron is not a leader. I mean, that's going to be on the bottom of sports.
On the floor.
It is right there on Sports Center. Miss Carey said LeBron is not a leader. That's on the rest of it.
LeBron is on his 4-year plan right now. And in the 4th year, the team is always in destruction mode. So either they get to the finals or he bolts or they do nothing. And like the Lakers, he's just going to live out the contract until his son comes into the league somehow, some way. I don't know how anybody that averages 4 points a game is thinking about any beyond the point. LeBron James has an issue that he doesn't want to play 80 games at least. He wants to do his own thing. He's only worried about getting all-time stats right now. And what leadership can you have with that? And especially when everybody that is getting better, he gets rid of. Like the Brandon Ingrams, he got rid of. Josh Hart got rid of. Lonzo Ball got rid of. All these guys are on teams that's in the playoffs right now.
I know that's because they were taking some of his light. You can't steal some of LeBron's light.
And that's not a leader.
But a leader is going to make these young guys get better to where he doesn't have to ask for an entire team to go away just to get Anthony Davis, who can't stay on the court for 40 games a year.
Mr. Hood says that he's with you, Miss Carey, and that LeBron is selfish. Miss Peter said LeBron's her favorite player.
LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
She said she loves LeBron. And that's what you said, Miss Peavy. You see it right there, Irv. You see it in the comments right there, Miss Carey.
Can't stand it.
See right there, Travis just lit it up for you. See it right there? I love LeBron. She said, I can't stand LeBron.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not a LeBron fan either. I've never been a LeBron fan, but mine is more so, and Jason and I go back and forth with this whenever we talk. Mine is more so because every time they try to compare him to Jordan, I don't like that comparison. I just that sickens me when I hear that. So I'm not a big LeBron fan, but that's for selfish reasons. Because again, I don't even want to hear anybody talk about him being better than Jordan. Real quickly, is Ben Simmons deserving of all the smoke he is getting? I'm gonna let Miss Carey take this first.
You know, I don't know. Like, I'm torn. There's a part of me that thinks really this guy suffers with like a social anxiety or something that keeps him in this same vein where, I mean, I know people who have social anxiety, who it manifests in sickness in your body, and you don't show up like you want to show up, and it pisses you off and makes you as depressed because you can't. And I there's something about, I don't know, man. I feel for him. I know that he did this at LSU. I know that he did it with Australia, the Australian team. He did it with his former team, the Sixers, and now this team. I'm just super nervous about putting anything on his name because I think he might have something in his psyche that's wrong.
What do you think, Herb?
I'm agreeing 100%. I didn't like him in high school when he was in Mount Verde. It was selfish mode. I didn't like him that 1 year in LSU. It was all selfish mode to the point where they didn't even make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even know if he was hurt his first year. I think he just sat out just for whatever reason. And to the point where I tell everybody this all the time, especially when you're playing sports like basketball, football, baseball, things like that. If this is your profession and you don't constantly get better, it doesn't even have to be like 1 year I'm averaging 5 points, next year I'm averaging 25. If you're not slowly getting better at something on your game, you just don't care. Shaq even admits it. He didn't care about free throws. Like, for me, Ben Simmons has been in the league. It's going on 10 years very soon. His jump shot is still the ugliest thing smoking in the league right now. But you look at guys like Lonzo Ball out here in the world, changed his form completely and became one of the top 3-point shooters in the league. Guys like Desmond Bane that play for Memphis is right now. Couldn't even shoot corner threes. Now he's probably the most efficient shooter on the Memphis Grizzlies team right now. Like, guys, this is your profession. You want to get better.
I agree.
And literally, he is the exact same player every single year. And he's getting away with it just because he's talented.
Yeah. Well, let me say this real quick. We'll move on. And Ms. Peavy just said, y'all stop hating on that man because y'all know if he's one of y'all's relatives, it'd be a different story. Now, let me tell you. No, it wouldn't be no different story, Ms. Peavy. Let me tell you this.
I'll tell you about Marco Fultz later, Ms. Peavy.
Yeah, exactly. Every now and then, you're going to get that brother who's going to learn how to beat the system. Ben Simmons beat the system. They're going to tell you right now that the same thing happened with Brian Bosworth. Brian Bosworth changed the rules to draft picks because of the contract that he got. Nowadays, they're like, no more contracts like that. You know, that's why they have this rookie cap where they can only make about $4 million a year and this and that. And all that stuff became because of Brian Bosworth. Because once Brian Bosworth got drafted and signed that contract for all that money and, you know, making $13 million a year regardless and all that, Brian Bosworth was like, man, I can make this $13 million either going out there busting my ass or sitting right in here on my ass. So he was like, hell, I'm just going to sit on my ass and make this money instead of going out there getting my body all beat up and everything else. This contract says I get this money regardless. And so therefore, he played when he wanted to, did his thing, whatever. And the NFL's like, okay, fool me once. And that's what Stephen A was saying the other day. They're going to call all of these rules they're getting ready to put into the next contract, CBA, collective bargaining agreement. They're going to call them the Ben Simmons and the Kyrie Irving rules because that's what happened to Kyrie. Kyrie knew he could get paid if he decided to go save the world carrying a sign around for hours or whatever the case, whatever he wanted to do. He was getting paid either way. And I guarantee you that's about to stop because they see that other people looking at this example like, okay, we can do the same thing and we will do the same thing down the road. And the NBA going to be like, nope, we ain't having that anymore. Irv just said it earlier before the show started. What happened to the days when you knew if you were going to watch the Chicago Bulls play, and don't give me this mess about, oh, well, that's because this, that, and other. There were times when it was Chicago and everybody else. The Bulls would have the best record, have like 69 wins, you know, and I mean, they only had like 3 more games and Jordan's still out there playing. Still out there playing. I mean, they were 15 games ahead of the nearest team behind them by 15 games. And you know you still going to get to see some Michael Jordan when we come to the arena. And now these jokers are laying off and taking off. And I mean, you saw The Last Dance. He let Dennis Rodman go to Vegas for a weekend. Like, man, you got to work. We're going to let you go for a weekend. And you got to get back to work. I mean, it ain't like these dudes these days be just lunching. And for Ben Simmons, the city's behind up there, Miss Carey, on the sideline with his little Gucci hat on, and he got all his bling on, man. Bless his heart. I mean, ain't no way in the world that man should be sitting up there like that. And he looked like he just lunched and got that little fixed smile on his face with his sunglasses on. He said, look at me, Herb. Herb, he said up like this.
Yep.
I mean, just like he happy as he could be. I mean, happy as hell. Just like, man, this is the easiest way to make $16 million. I mean, that's what he looked like he's sitting up there thinking about. And I'm not, listen, I hear what you're saying, Ms. Carey, because I know, and I know there are some legitimate people out there like what you were talking about. I don't think Ben Simmons is one of them. I really don't. I really don't, because, I mean, just like this last little thing he pulled here about, yeah, I'm going to play, and then no, I'm not playing. I mean, just say you're not going to play from the beginning. Don't be trying to build it up like you're going to play and then be like, oh, yeah, this the night before. No, I don't think I can do it. Just if what's going on with him is what you're saying, then he shouldn't be playing at all. He should never say he's going to play this year. It'd be like, listen, I got some issues. I already told y'all. I got some emotional issues I'm going through. I got to work through that, and I'm going to try to come back next year. That's it. But when you build, go ahead, Ms. Carey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, Coach. I think that not everybody recognizes that they're in this cycle of I'm trying to show up. I get to that point and I can't. I physically cannot. And there are people, I mean, there are intelligent people in this world who can't make it to the office because they can't, and they'll get up to do it, but they can't make it in because once they get to the door, they start getting this, they either get diarrhea, they get migraines, they get whatever it is that makes them turn around. They cannot show up. And so for me, if he's an athlete and we've seen him be an athlete, we've seen his talent, wouldn't he want to showcase his talent, even if it's not a jump shot? He had another opportunity here at the Nets. They weren't expecting him to come in and score 30 points. They were expecting him to come and probably dish the ball and play some defense. And he can't even do that. And so, I mean, I pray that I'm wrong. I hope that, I mean, it's going to cost the NBA. It's going to cost the NBA players and the CBA agreements.
I agree.
And that stinks. But I hope that he is not a casualty of his own, of some, social issue that he has that he cannot get over. And it'll push you further and further into a depression. Because now you're hearing all of this and all these people are weighing in on you and you are trying desperately to, and you just can't. I don't know. I hope not.
He is getting beat up in the media. I can tell you that. He's getting beat up really bad. All right, folks, we got 3 more things we got to talk about. We got 8 minutes. Can the Suns survive without Devin Booker? Straight to Miss Carey. We're going straight for the jugular right here.
Get off your chest. Get it off your chest.
Can they survive?
Man.
Get it off your chest.
Can Sugar Pants do it, Miss Carey?
Did you really go there? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know, Coach. I mean, McCollum changed his team. This is not an 8 seed. Right?
I hear you. Baby, I'm with you.
I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm going with Chris Paul. Of course, they're gonna come out of it.
Irv?
Yeah, I think they let the Pelicans do what they wanted to do, and they're gonna just get the next 2 and get a day's rest.
Yeah, I still think they got enough firepower without Devin Booker. And I mean, the last game was just, oh my God, was just bad.
Yeah,
where they look like Brooklyn, for a while. They just self-destructed. And I don't see that happening. They got a good enough coach and everything else. I just don't see that happening. So I'm thinking that they will survive. What's this about Ja Morant being the most improved player? And did you hear what he did with the trophy?
Mm-hmm.
Gave it right to Desmond Bain.
Gave it to his teammate. I mean, didn't. And what's funny about it, John Morant didn't tweet it out that he gave to his teammate. The teammate tweeted it out because John Morant, they say, is not that guy. He's not trying to like get, win public opinion and try to be like, I'm the good guy because I gave it to somebody else. He like, dude, I just think you deserve this more than I do. And so he gave it to him. But I mean, I don't know how I feel that's weird. Can the most improved player also be the MVP? Because I've heard him being talked about being in the MVP battle for a while.
I just think.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it just shows that they're not going to give him the MVP.
I agree.
I think he deserved. I think he could have. He has a good running for the MVP, but since he's not going to get it, here's the consolation prize. Really, I think that's the way it worked out.
I might agree with you there, Ms. Carey.
And let's not get it twisted. He did improve, but was he the most improved?
Right.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so either. He was already damn good. He got a little bit better.
Yeah.
He improved, but most improved. Yeah. Man, I'm sorry, and I don't watch a lot of NBA, but for me to think that he is the most improved, dude, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all.
So who are you giving it to?
For me, I would have gave it to DeJounte Murray. Like for him to come off of an ACL injury and do what he did. He led the league in triple doubles this year. He should have been an all-star. He shouldn't have been no selection from injury. He should have already been in there. But I think he had the greatest jump from anybody else.
Mm.
I'll agree with that. Irv. I mean, I would like to see who they had in the running. I mean, was Klay Thompson in the running? He another guy came back from a bad injury. I just don't know because again, I'm not a basketball guy. So like I said, I'm just be like to see who the top 5 were, so we could even argue about it and say, oh, this guy by far was better than this other guy. It seems like they just kind of keep that hidden. They say, oh well, the MVP's coming down between Jokic and Embiid, and Giannis. I mean, we know that. So why didn't you tell us who the MIP, the most improved player, was going to be, or coming down to, and say, well, it's going to be between these 12 guys or whatever, or these 5 guys or whatever. So that's my thing about that. Let's see. Last question I have on here is.
I got the list here.
Yeah, I got it. Can the Hawks soar over the?
Nope.
Not looking at this game right now.
And that's a fan right there too, Holly. No. Why not, Miss Carey? Somebody told me that Chris Paul. What's the name? Trey Young was the best point guard in the league. I said, see, that's what being a fan gets you in trouble. That's what being a fan just makes you say stupid shit. We know
who said that.
I promise to God, it wasn't me. No. One of the kids that I trained, his name is Jamin Rochelle. His name is Jamin Rochelle. And he said that Trey Young was and I bet him $20. And what I bet him $20 on was, he said, Atlanta doesn't lose at home. They're gonna win both these games at home. I said, I bet money on that. And so he thought he had me when they got the first win. I said, I guarantee you they're gonna lose tonight. You know why? They got a brother on that other team named Jimmy Butler, and he'll beat them by himself tonight. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but like I said, and it is, guys. That's what makes people, because I said there's a lady on my show, and I said her boyfriend is Chris Paul. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she would be hot if she knew you were saying that Trey Young was the best point guard. And he said, man, Chris, what's his name? What's your boyfriend's name?
Chris Paul?
Chris Paul ain't even in the top 10. I said, see, that now you just showing your ignorance.
Yeah.
And I ain't even a Chris Paul fan. But I'm serious. That's what I'm talking about. People get so emotional. And that's why they call them fanatics, where you such a fan, you just talking out of your mind right now. So anyway, he lost. He owed me $20. Because I told him, I said, I'm telling you right now, that ain't gonna happen. Of course, he said, I asked him for my money today. He said, I ain't got it. I said, why don't you have my money? He said, because you ain't the only one I bet. I bet a lot of people had to pay them first.
Taking money from people out here.
Just ran around like a fool and then lost all his money betting on something stupid, dealing with them doggone Hawks. And listen, I will say this. I have begun to respect Trae Young's game more because I'm the biggest hater out there. I mean, I'm the ain't no bigger hater than me. But I recognize talent, and I will say just like LeBron, I recognize LeBron's talent. I'm not a fan. I'm beginning to recognize more Trae Young's talent because he got some talent, but he's not that guy in my opinion. He's not a John Moran or somebody like that who can carry a team. He needs to be, surrounded by a whole lot better people than what he's surrounded by right now. I mean, he needs a whole lot more help than maybe some other superstars. For
sure. And he's learning to be a leader. I think that's where what's missing right now.
Yeah, Travis says, so you bet with kids. Miss Peter says, so you bet with kids and take their money, but you won't bet with us. You got to understand this. You got to understand this, Miss Peter. I bet with kids to teach them not to bet. That's what that is right there.
Wow.
That's just like today.
Don't do as I do.
Let me tell you what I did today. They were saying, you got 3 plates on that leg press. I said, I can do that with one leg. And they said, no, you can't. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to do this one time and one time only. I went out there and knocked out about 10 reps with one leg on leg press. I said, now I'm telling you this. If you put 6 plates on that leg press, I can do 6 reps. And they were scared to try. I'm telling you right now, they'd have lost that money. They'd have lost that money easily. I'd have probably done about 12 reps just to show them. But the bottom line is, I keep trying to tell them, dude, you shouldn't bet on anything that you are not sure of and something that you do not take part in yourself. Don't bet on stuff that you now. It'd be like Irv. If I said, Irv, can you hit 9 out of 10 free throws for $20? Irv be like, man, you finna lose that money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I know that answer.
Yeah, make it 40, you got to bet.
Make it 40, I can do all 10. I'll do all 10 for 40.
I missed the first one to make it even more pressure.
But that's what I'm saying. I tell them, and normally I do. I only bet on things that I am personally involved in. But when he said this about they were going to win those 2 home games, and I saw how they lost the game, I was like, man, Jimmy Butler going to win one of them games. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't know which one it's going to be, but he going to win one of them. They coming home with 3 wins, I promise you. So, anyway, breaking news. Coaches saying something good about an Atlanta player. You right about that, Travis. That is breaking news. Yeah, Miss Peavy, I did. I bet. Yeah, I took the money. I took the money from the kids. But in any event, folks, this time we got to get out of here. Go watch the game. Now, what's the score before we go off the air?
Atlanta's down 11.
Oh, my God. How much time left?
It's about to be the 4th quarter.
Oh, okay. They still got a quarter. They still got a chance. Memphis and Minnesota. Minnesota 60, Memphis 59. And there are 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Who wins this?
Still a lot of basketball left.
Who wins this series, Coach?
I'm going with, I hope it's Memphis. I'm going to tell you that much. I'm not a Karl Anthony Towns fan for some reason. I don't know. He doesn't do it for me.
I'm not a Patrick Beverly fan.
I was telling my friend earlier, Karl Anthony Towns is the big man version of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I'll say that. I can see that. But I'm going to tell you this, though. Karl Anthony Towns reminds me of like Robert Parrish. Remember how Robert Parrish used to be MVP and this and that and all first team did, but you hated to watch him play because it just was ugly. Yeah. He's out there balling, but it sure doesn't look good. Ain't got no flair, no nothing. It's just, oh my God, it just seems like he's watching paint dry. And I can't watch him. He does not do it for me at all, especially to be as young as he is. To be a young guy. Couldn't everybody, when Ja, do I like to see Ja do anything? I like to see Jai get hung on the rim. It's beautiful because everything he does just has so much flair and pizzazz and everything to it. So that's what I like. All right, good night, Miss Ham. Good night, Miss Hood, Miss Peavy. We thank all y'all for being here. See how all the ladies came out. We don't have all the ladies coming out like this without Miss Carrie. See,
thank you, ladies, for representing.
You see that? All of them came out. Ladies, we appreciate all y'all for coming out tonight, and we will see all of you next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
Hey, Herb, you don't think that Cat is Joel?